so this is going to be the beginning of the case study that I'm going to share with you. Of course, please keep this to yourself. This is only for my subscribers, and it's just something that I kind of feel like I want to share with you guys to give you some insights on how to set up and scale a Pinterest account, pretty much in any niche. So this was the niche that you guys chose, and it is in the home decor niche. Now, excuse me, some pros and cons about the home decor niche, right? I have one account already that I use that's in this particular niche, but it is, well, I'll explain why it's positive and why it's negative. So the first part of it is the home decor niche is has tons of search volume and tons of search and trends that you can target throughout the whole year, which is fantastic. Graphically, as you may or may not know, there's lots of really cool graphics in that particular niche. And generally, the demographic are very engaged with the niche itself, and will stay on page for many minutes, and allow themselves to be fully immersed in the content, which for you means you are going to have more ad revenue, if that's going to be your revenue method, because the longer people are engaged on your page, the more they are reading through your text, the more ads get served, the more you get paid, which is fantastic. Those are the pros, okay? Really good search volume, fantastic trends, and high engagement. The cons are that in this particular niche, there is a ton of AI junk, right? Now, however you're creating your pins, whether you are doing all unique, fresh content yourself, or you're just going to like a pin generator, for example, and just having them do 100 pins per day, that's obviously down to you. But in this particular niche, for whatever reason, there seems to be a ton of AI stuff and a ton of AI images. And also, it looks as if many people's accounts over the medium to long term, if they're doing high volume home decor AI generated images, seem to get hit. So that's something we're gonna have to bear in mind while I'm doing a case study, and I'm gonna share pretty much everything with you guys. I don't really want that account to get hit because that's a lot of effort for no reason. So we're going to be sensible, and I'm going to show you some of the other ways to scale account, not just going down the AI image route, but also giving some really sensible, also unique information, not just in the home decor niche itself. I'm going to try to diversify it a little bit so we can get some diversification in traffic, and I hope you enjoy the ride. So I am in the Pinterest account here. This is as I mentioned, a domain that I've had before, but it fit perfectly within this niche. So we're going to scale it. So the first thing I do is upload a logo. I haven't actually claimed the URL. I'm pretty much going to do that today. The first thing that I do is after I've set the account up and I've added my information and some graphics, for example. So if we pop into this, you can see the actual account itself. Super simple. At some point, I may change the image, but for now, it's fine. I go for scale. So I go for how do we get this up and running as fast as possible? We add a logo, add graphics, add a simple bio, for example. Add that in. And then what I usually do is I'm not looking to create any new content for Pinterest just yet. So with this particular URL, it has quite a lot of content already. So I've gone through and I'm going to probably just use some of the information and the posts that I have here and just seed the account with factual information around home decor. This is kind of around DIY and tools as well. So everything in that kind of range for now. And then moving forward, we're going to look at trends. We are going to look at home decor trends. We're probably going to look at some DIY trends as well, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to seed the account with lots of new pins. And then we're going to check out analytics and see what's working well and double down on the things that are doing well. So let's go into our Pinterest trends. And we are going to put our interest in on the side here, which is going to be home decor. And then we're going to look at some of the yearly trends, okay? Now, if you're not familiar with the Pinterest tool here, this is probably the best place on Pinterest for you to get on placement or on-site information around search volume and trends. And I spend a lot of time here. There's so much data here. You can probably pick up tools that give you like search data that are off of Pinterest itself. But I think if you're on Pinterest and you're able to understand and read and spend time in the Pinterest trending tool, you're going to get way more way more up to date, and more engagement data than anywhere else. Okay, so spend time here. This is what I usually do for any of my campaigns, within any niches, and especially the first few weeks, stroke few months. This is where you want to spend most of your time, because this is going to be where the money actually happens, because you get to find out data on keywords that you're targeting. So let's go through here. You can see bedroom ideas here. Let's open up a few. Let's look at bedroom inspirations, living room, hallway ideas. These are all pretty cool keywords. Outdoor ideas, small bedroom ideas, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to go into all of them right now. So this one obviously gets the most search data over the whole year. As I mentioned, this is why I like the home decor niche, because while I think seasonal content is amazing, because obviously you get lots of traffic just at one particular time of year, having pins that are created for the entire year. So perfect example, 15 bedroom ideas for kids, 15 bedroom ideas for couples, whatever it's going to be. And having that get traffic, it means that you're going to get receive traffic the entire year. Okay, which if you're doing your numbers and the revenues coming in for that particular pin and that particular URL, it stays very even, very stable throughout the entire year, which means you can depend on it. And I'm all about dependable income. So definitely we're looking at this particular keyword. Again, you can add in a few more keywords here as well, at the bottom. Actually, we'll take off small ones. Bedroom inspirations looks pretty cool. Similar again. Probably takes a little dip here. That's nothing to really worry about. Let's see if we can find something else. Cozy living room idea. That's pretty cool. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off these other ones, and I'm gonna show you how to use the data to compare different keywords and different keyword sets. Okay, so let's put in this one here. That's pretty cool. Anything else we can add here? Boho living room. Let's try that too. Hallway ideas, I like that too. This is pretty cool. So this is outdoor ideas. So as you can imagine, during the beginning of from where we are now in October, the colder months, fall stroke winter, it kind of stays down. Then it pops up at the beginning, or should I say the end of Jan. Pops back down again, spring, and then come into late spring, come into summer, pops back up again. So that's pretty cool. So that's a really good example of seasonal trends for this particular niche. Okay, so with the keywords all together on the same graph, you can start to see some comparisons between search volumes, times of year, and the keywords themselves. And what I'll start to do is I will go through and probably open up my Pinterest account and put all these keywords in, and then but if we can actually do some now, to be fair, let's put in cozy living rooms. And then what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to gauge to see what's working quite well for this particular keyword, and then follow suit with my own types of pins. So I like this one. It's pretty cool. I just kind of keep scrolling through to kind of gauge an understanding of it. It's pretty cool as well, but I do prefer the ones with text on it. Keep scrolling through again, like this one here. So I'll just kind of probably take out a few, copy a few, put it to the desktop and have that as inspiration. And then I'll probably add another keyword in too. So let's find another keyword that was similar to cozy living room ideas. So boho living room, let's try that one. Again, very similar process. I'll go through here, I'll open up a few, like these ones as well, and then I'll check the designs, see what I like and see what I don't like. Usually the ones at the top of the search are going to be the newer ones, so sometimes you're not going to get much engagement on those. You kind of have to scroll through quite a lot before you get some high ones with lots of engagement. But yeah, for right now we're looking at designs, and we're looking at what sticks out and what doesn't, and also we're looking at just the on-page SEO. So the on-site SEO, does it have the title in it? Does it have on the graphic? Does it have the words on the actual description itself? If it does, fantastic. So I'll grab that and I'll make a note of it. And then so we have roughly what does well. Well, we have roughly what has really good trends and a really good volume, which is fantastic. Another thing to note that I would recommend you take a look at, and let's take off probably just a few smaller ones to make it a bit easier to look at. what you want to be doing is looking at the demographics down here. So as you can see, it's mainly female in terms of the gender, and it's usually between the ages of around 25 to 34. Although 18 here looks pretty cool, so probably 18 to 34. So younger to kind of middle aged ish women, or 35 ish women, are looking for these types of keywords, living room. So when you're making your content, be sure to keep that in mind. So that's what I do with this particular account, with the site. As I'm making new content, I'll bear that in mind. Right now, this particular site is probably more geared towards men, but again, because this is a tool stroke DIY website, we can add home decor into that, and it will integrate perfectly. So that's kind of the starting points. What else did I want to mention? So one other thing I'll look at as well here is I look at growing trends or seasonal trends in this particular niche. So anything to do with fall right now is going to do really well. So let's look at this, for example, or maybe even Halloween. And then I'm going to create content based on the seasonal content as well. So in our next video, you'll see this will all kind of correlate together. So I would have done the research. I would have started to add a few pins in there, for example, and lots of them will be seasonal. Some of them will be for the entire year, in terms of the actual growth for the entire year and search volumes, and some of them will be seasonal. And then what will be fantastic after that point is I'll be able to check my analytics, which will be here, and then I can show you what's working, what's not working, etc. With the pins that I've already created. So again, hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna go through this journey together. I hope you find that insightful. Of course, guys, I mean, I'm sharing this pretty much just for you, so don't copy it. Obviously, kind of goes without saying. There's more than enough keywords for you to target. And if I start to see too much people copying, I'll probably just take it down anyway. So it's a lose-lose if you do decide to do it. But anyway, for those of you that are genuine and actually want to see the journey, and are going to use it and be inspired for yourself, I'm really looking forward to showing this and sharing this with you. And then I will start to show you my revenue numbers shortly too, as well, as it starts to pop up. So for now, that's pretty much it. I hope you stick around for the rest of it, and I will see you soon.